My name is Kemi Ogusonya, and I'm the project manager for TeacherX. I know there might be a number of people wondering what is TeacherX all about. Some people just saw the form and then they just clicked it without even knowing, much about TeacherX. So TeacherX is an organization that started in March 2020 as a result of the lockdown effect on the education sector. So it was a platform to bring together teachers to learn about different skills to upskill their impact at that time. And then TeacherX has gone on to become a formidable team, a formidable family of champions. Yes, that's what we call ourselves, because we have some of the top and best educators in the field here in the TeacherX platform. So just to add again, TeacherX was co-founded by three men, three Edu generals, if I might say that. There's Mr. Lasukomi Okwefa, Mr. Olalekan Adeyeko, and Mr. Odegbola Ayodeji. Yeah, I got that right. So you're welcome, everyone. I'm very sure that this is going to be a very insightful session. It's something worth learning. When I made a post about this some days ago, I talked about how online course creation has been a passive source of income for me in recent times. I've had the opportunity to make lots of courses for different firms, different organizations. And so it's like a side also for me, in addition to whatever my monthly salary is as a teacher in school. Online course creation has been very beneficial to me. And I feel that more teachers can gain from this knowledge. So this is the point where I say fasten your seatbelts and then just get set for a great experience today.
And you are welcome once again to this webinar. We just want to teach you, we want to learn together how to create courses. I mean, several things will have been going on in your head that, yes, courses, how do I do this? And this is this is an opportunity for you to just be more than that teacher. Okay, you can be that outstanding teacher who is teaching more than your student. Let me quickly give a background to this. I know I have limited time here, but I'm still going to do this quickly. I can't remember who did this with me. Okay, I remember the lady now. A lady called me one day and was asking me that as a teacher in secondary school, how many students she asked how many I had in my classroom. I think I mentioned like 50. How many classes are you taking? I said, I'm taking 3 classes. So 3 times 50 on the average, that's 150. Now, I should multiply 150 by 35. I don't know who can do that for me very fast now. Let's say that's what I have every year. Okay, 150 times 35. I am not good at mathematics. I don't think I have 10,000. So that in my years of service as a teacher, let's say I'm going to spend 35 active years working and teaching, I may not be able to influence beyond up to 10,000 people. That's amazing. That's like, wow. You mean all these things, all these years, I can't even do like 500,000 students altogether. Now, thank God to technology now that has brought this to us now that, yes, with technology now, I can influence more than. I have a friend, Ese Nofu, one of the Multina Teacher of the Year, Anambra State. Now, on his platform alone, he can teach one lesson and then 1 million people will view it. Such a guy now is influencing more than his own limited the 4 walls in the classroom. So the reason why we brought this to us, you can be more than teachers in that 4 corners of your school. You can influence more. So quickly, let's go through the slides, okay? And then we'll get into the practical session. Here now, we're going to go through the theoretical session. We prime the ground. Then we look at the practical session. Now, when it comes to course creation, there are different platforms. Okay, we are going to be meeting that. We are going to be talking about just one platform today. In our course, we are going to be talking just one platform today. I want to believe in our subsequent courses, once we discover another one that is very good for teachers, there are numerous platforms anyway. Once we discover another one that's very good for teachers, we are going to also bring that to us. So let's start now. What is course creation? I guess, all right. Now, when it comes to course creation, one thing you must know generally is that your content is important. You must have heard this sometimes, that content is king. Now, I say if content is king, then e-learning is the palace. If content is king, e-learning is palace. So what determines your rising and your falling when it comes to course creation is your content. So I move on quickly from that. Now, what does your content do to you? One, your content will help you to build your authority as a trainer. Okay, the stronger your content is, the more people respect you and they see you as an authority there. And then your content will equally encourage engagement. Anytime you create good content, you see people commenting. Let's start from our social media. When you post something beautiful, something nice, something engaging on Facebook, for instance, on LinkedIn, you see people coming to like, coming to engage you. If you just post anything that makes no sense, probably family and friends just click like and walk away. But I know people here that can post something and then you see lines of comments, hundreds of that, like that. And who you are equally determines what your content is to a very large extent. And then finally here on this slide, content can also add value to your training, just like what we said now. Content will add value to your training. So moving on quickly. Now, what are the steps in content creation? I say that you must be a dad when it comes to content creation. I mean, you must be the father of what you are doing. So the first thing is to define your learning goal. What do you want your learners to learn? What do you want the participants of your course to learn? For instance, a thought, let me share this. Don't worry, I'll be flowing with some practical examples and stories here and there in the space of time. I was somewhere and we were talking about teachers, and I discovered personally that 3 of my teachers while I was in primary school, don't laugh now, 3 of my teachers while I was in primary school ran mad. And 2 colleagues while I'm serving now, not while I'm serving, I mean in the space of time now, 2 had run mad. Then at the point I started thinking that there must be something wrong somewhere. I think teachers need to check their mental health. I mean, that's an idea. Okay, now, if I want to define my learning goal now, I want my learners to understand what mental health is based on that course, based on the story I just said now. Okay, so that's well defined for me. If I'm creating a course on that one now, I'm creating a course on mental health, and I want my participants to understand what mental health is all about. Don't worry, I'll tell you more of this and share some ideas with you. You are free to steal whatever idea I share here. Don't worry. The ones you can't steal, I won't share. So the next thing is equally to analyze your audience. Okay, analyze your target, analyze your audience. Who am I talking to? Now, I just told you a story now of teachers who are running mad. Now, I need to do a research on that. Let me check. Okay, is this a generic thing? Is it for all profession? Okay, it's for only teachers. Okay, what can I do? Let me analyze them one by one. It's a beautiful job to do. You don't need to carry so much research work and start doing this. No, you can just go around, check, Google it and find it, check it online anywhere, and then you find answer to this, your analysis. And finally, now define your learning objectives. I won't spend much time here. Probably we are all teachers. We all know that learning objectives is very important. Then you now break your learning goal to objectives. I don't want to spend much time there. We should know what to do. So I move on to the next thing. Now, how do we generate ideas for our course creation? Is there any limit to what you can do? Number one is, of course, no limit to what your courses can be. Sincerely, a thought came, and I'm going to share it to all English teachers, that you can write stories as a form of course, like do chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, a short story, and make it into a very beautiful course for yourself. Yes, it is possible. You have no limit to what your course can be. You can write on anything once you have your target audience and people will buy it. Okay, once you have branded yourself for that particular thing, you go that way. You can teach teachers how to sing in their classroom. Once you package it very well, you intellectualize it, it's beautiful. So how do we generate ideas? Again, let your ideas be solving a particular problem-based course. Of course, you don't want to create a course that nobody will want to learn from. There is a problem somewhere. Mental health is there. Anger management is another issue. Empathy is another issue. I'm just talking from my own point of view anyway. How to cook is one, two. You are an home economics teacher. How to engage students actively in your classroom is another one. How to stop bullying is another one. These are problems now, prevalent problems around you. Look around you. There are problems around you. You don't even need to be an expert in this. You are a teacher. Go on like 1 or 2 weeks research. Research on it properly. Put your references appropriately and present it as a course. Somebody will surely buy your course or participate in your course. Then do what you call extended research or domesticated research. Something is happening. Bitcoin is out there, and then you want to domesticate it into Nigerian language. Beautiful. If once you can communicate it effectively, go ahead and do that. We are talking about e-voting. Probably it's not in Nigeria. You can study it, then bring it into the Nigerian context and make it into a course. Who knows, a politician will buy, and then that may be what you are looking for. Then, in case you have a novel idea, I will use myself as an example now. I sing in my classroom as a teacher. To me, I feel it's novel. It's not something I can write in the Nigerian curriculum that, okay, the next instructional material to use is singing. Now, I need to intellectualize that. Then we call it edutainment. We call it form-based. So whatever idea you are bringing, please don't bring it raw. In case it is not refined yet, intellectualize it, wrap it around a particular theory, a particular philosophy, intellectualize it. Then look around you on social media. There are a lot of things today that you can talk about. Social media is giving you so many ideas. This morning now on this popular platform, the concerned parents, educator, something, a principal I want to guess now, or a school owner posted a story of betrayal there. To me, that's an idea. Okay, how do you handle betrayal among colleagues? How do you handle betrayal of an employee? Because there, I'm sharing a lot of ideas. Please kindly jump on it there, and probably pay me for this at the end of the day. Then probably you read a lot of books. In the books you are reading, there are a lot of ideas jumping out. You can review a book into a course once you put the right reference there, and it becomes a very beautiful course for you. Then there are issues in your classroom, generic issues in your classrooms that you can talk about. I have read several stories on potential teachers and platform, how teachers have asked different questions on one or two things. Are you from India? Are you from Dubai? Are you from America? That can be an idea for a teacher, how a teacher can travel out, different opportunities for teachers, and you put it down there and it becomes something fine. Then your subjects can be made into a course. There are things in our subject now that people want to learn. I'm a computer teacher, for instance. I am not anyway, for instance. And I just want to create a course on how to use Excel sheets or Microsoft Word. Or I'm a biology teacher. I want to talk about ovulation and things like that. It can become a course that people can pick. There are so many people on social media that are doing that. Those things that you post on social media as free, put them together, arrange them very well at the end of today, and then they will become things you need. I just came back from a workshop now, and the man that taught us shared so many things. One of it was differentiation in the classroom, and I said, wow, this is a very good thing for me to let me jump on this. I can create a course on this, and not just differentiation. He mentioned some very salient thing, how to engage students and the rest like that. I said, wow, I wrote them down that after my first course now, I'm moving on to the next one and the next one like that. So you don't have any limits. Basically, that's what I'm saying. Once you have packaged it well, it can become a very good idea. Now, what are the platforms available for course creation? I'll just run through this because we are going to be focusing on just one today. We have the core LMS and the quasi LMS. LMS means learning management system. We can use Canvas to create your course, Moodle, Schoology, Blackboard, and so many other ones like that. Now, those are the core LMS. Now, I call this one quasi LMS because I have used them before. You can create a course on Teams. Now, we're on Teams now. Interestingly, as we have recorded this, I think our audience can still have access to this video after this this time, if I'm not wrong, technical. They can still have access to this and come back to this link, and then still have access to whatever we share. If I share any material here now, you can still have access to it and download it even after this training. So this is one form of a quasi LMS. Teams is more of like a old school in itself. So WhatsApp can equally be a platform for you to teach courses too and do that. It all depends on how you want, how creative you are. Facebook group is one, YouTube is one, Vimeo is one. All these are just there for you. I think I have like 4 minutes to the end of this now. Now, what are the platforms you can have to sell your courses? As the Queen said, the formidable, the strongest, or the fast-growing platform where you can sell your course among teachers now is TeacherX.org. Of course, I think I can say that with all my mouth now. You can, for teachers, please check TeacherX.org after this and then join us. Seller is equally there. Udemy is there. Vimeo is there. It all depends on your creativity. Just check out any of this one. You can sell your courses and then you are making extra money like the quintessential teacher. Finally here, I think my time is up and I'm done with what I'm doing. Finally here now, as I said earlier, the platform we just want to look at today is Canvas. It's an LMS. Okay, it is very good for teachers. You have the free, it's a paid platform. However, there is a free one for teachers. So at this point, I'm going to stop and invite or hand over back to Kemi. Let me just hand over back to Kemi so that I can invite the next person that will take us through the practical session of course creation using Canvas.